the worst team that you've seen all year. At least in my humble opinion. And you did exactly what you needed to do. I don't think Nicholls is that good. They got some guys that can hit a little bit, but that team is not very good. Nevertheless, we are live. Every postgame show brought to you by our good friends over at betonline.ag. Get on over to BetOnline today. Use that promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50. You receive a 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Also, our good friends over at Service Hawk Digital Media. You run a business, own a business, you need to get over to Service Hawk Digital Media. You're in sales. You want to pick up your referrals. You want to pick up your leads. Get over to Service Hawk Digital Media. They will help assist you gain those leads. You can tell them that Blake Ruffino sent you on by. We don't have like a promo code for them yet, but I'm sure that they're going to work you a really good deal if you get over to them. ServiceHawkDigital.com, ServiceHawkDigital.com, or you can just search them right there on the Google machine. Greatly appreciated to our good friends over at Service Hawk Digital and our good friends over at betonline.ag. Let's get into it. William Schmidt got his first start of his LSU career. He gave up in the bottom of the first. Oh, by the way, before we get rolling here, everybody do us a favor. Also, hit the like and share to all those groups if you're on Facebook and to all those social media pages. You're watching us, listening to us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, notification bell, wherever you people are listening to. Rate, review, and subscribe there as well on the audio podcast. Still number one for LSU content on the audio, radio, or on the podcast platform. Spotify, thank you so much for all that you do for us. William Schmidt getting the first start of his career was a little rocky. Jans and Calora, who I saw, or I have heard about for a while, and my cousin Jock, cousin-in-law, I guess I should say, always talked about Calora. But regardless, Schmidt led off the game, giving up two really solid base hits, one through the second and first base hole, the other right back up the middle, but really locked in, got his first K, then could have gotten out of the inning. So gets up two hits, but you have an error by Tanner Reeves at third and unable to get out the inning. Got a little rocky first couple of pitches, first starts, got a little butterflies. He locks in, he's ready to go. Sac fly RBI, LSU's down 1-0. Even in that, in a midweek against Nicholls, even in that, I felt like that I saw something special and the potential of what William Schmidt's going to be. The young man out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and Catholic high school is will be and is going to be a very big deal and a good deal. That is what a Friday night starter looks like. He did give you a little bit less than 5 innings, but regardless, I thought looked really good. He gave you the double play ball to get you out of it. You got to make the play behind him. Second inning, he comes in, he gets a fly out, a line drive single. All right. Hold on. I just poured some water into my cup. I should have been more prepared, but then I dropped the water. Didn't want all this electronics to get hit. But comes into the top of the second, gets a fly out, a line drive into left field that was scorched at 103 off the bat. Pretty insane. But then gives you another double play ball. So look, even when giving up some singles here, he's producing contact to get you out of the inning. He's pitching phenomenally, man. I mean, even the run in the first is not an earned run because of the error. So looks really good there. Could have gotten you inning, then makes a play for himself. He gets a ground ball right back to himself, and he's out of the inning after getting a pop-up, a fielder's choice, and a ground out to himself. Top of the third, he goes 1-2-3, 2 flyouts into left field, and then he strikes out Melanson to get his second K of the day. Top of the fourth, 1-2-3 again, but the 1-2-3 did come with a double. His sweet ground ball to Stephen Milam, a fly ball into deep right field at the warning track, and then the double he gave down the right field line that the amazing relay from Pearson to Dickinson, who Dickinson made a major league throw. Guys, that relay was major league elite shit. These are the things that I look at when you go into postseason play, when you go into SEC play. I know that this is a lowly midweek, and people are like, it's just a midweek game. What does it matter? It's just a midweek. The relay from Pearson to Dickinson to Reeves was elite. It was how you do it. When you look at these midweek games, I feel like every time, for me at least, I want to see a flash of something really good. Now, you saw a lot of flashes tonight. William Schmidt, Bear Jones, so many big flashes that you saw in tonight's game. But the relay is what wins you championships. It's what gets you to Omaha. That's what propels you to getting over that hump. Massive play, absolutely massive play by Pearson to Dickinson, and Dickinson with a major league throw the third. I thought that was absolutely beautiful. So in talking about Schmidt, guys, defense outside the error, outside of not really able to turn the double play when you needed, guys, defensively so far, you heard Ronnie tonight. I mean, you're third in the SEC when it comes to errors and fielding percentage. So really good. You go into the top of the top of the fifth for William Schmidt. This is where things got interesting. It's funny. I was talking to Chris Phillips from SEC Unfiltered, and he was like, dude, and we were just talking about William Schmidt, and the conversation was about me telling him I really hope, or me emphasizing like, hey, I really want Schmidt to get through this fifth inning. Get through this fifth inning, you start building off some momentum. Now, he was on a pitch count at that 60, but he gets a K to start off the inning. A line drive single, but then that's when that last hit he gave up, that's when shit got bad on him. He does get a deep fly ball into right field at the warning track on Josh Pearson, but then 3 wild pitches would ultimately score a run. That's a young freshman pitcher, a young freshman catcher. Guys, the run is what it is. You give up a hit, you make bad pitches, you can't stop it behind the plate. That's what's just going to happen. Then he gave up a walk. Then he gave up the fly ball, but he was done. Primo's the one that gave up the walk. So on a pitch count, went through 4 and 2/3 innings. I thought a really great performance. I wonder what he looks like without a pitch count. Sincerely. I wonder what he will look like. Nicholls, I mean, at the plate, they weren't bad. In the field, they were pretty bad. I do think that might be the worst team that you've seen, though, in all honesty. But you showed flashes. So did William Schmidt. Bullpen of Primo, Rizzi, Newt, etc. I mean, just do what you need to do, man. You did what you needed to do. It was good to see Jay Newt. Jay Newt gave up that walk and then the hit and then the hit by pitch and then the fielder's choice. I don't think that Newt was bad. I just think that his command was a little off. Can he work at Maverick Rizzi coming in, locking the doors down? Did hit a batter when he came in, but I mean, all in all, the bullpen was solid. Let's go to what LSU did at the plate. I see questions flying in about Gavin Guidry. I don't think Ronnie was supposed to give that information out, but he did. Let's go to you at the plate. So you got a fly out, a K by Curiel, who struck out twice tonight. Welcome to college baseball, young man. This being with 2 outs. So you're down 1-0. I was like, man, please don't let this happen again. Let's go. I'm starting to think in my mind, like, oh, shit. Can we just – I don't want to go through this on a Monday night. It's going to be a long week. Jared Jones walks, didn't see a strike for damn near 2.5 at-bats. Josh Pearson then works a full count and gets hit by a pitch. Danny Dickinson again, man. Danny Dickinson in the 9th inning of Game 2 against Omaha. Big hit to get 2 RBIs and get you runs. Runner on second and first. RBI single in the left field. We got a tie ball game. This dude might be the right-handed California or Seattle, Washington version of what Jay Johnson called him of Pete Rose. He got hit twice, by the way. He stood in there. This kid can play ball, man. This kid can really play ball. Always coming up clutch for you when you need it. After he gets the line drive RBI in the left field, Larson would get a walk. Kate Aaron Beatty would get an RBI off of a walk. And then Stephen Milam, who had a fantastic night. Milam, 2 RBI single right back up the middle, and Stanfield would hit into a fielder's choice. We go back into the bottom of the second. The same exact thing happened. A fly out, and then Jones would crank one in the left field for a home run. I mean, weather gets going, man. This team gets going. Ever since the 9th inning of Game 2 against Omaha, they've just been different at the plate. So these last, 9, 10, 17 innings. So it's, you know what's interesting? Here's what's interesting. Think about this. The first 17 innings from Omaha in Game 1 until the 9th inning of Game 2, at the plate, you weren't good. Like, you could not execute. You did not do what you do if you're LSU baseball. The last 17 innings, guys, you scored, 4 runs in the 9th, then 12, so 16, then 13 tonight. I mean, something clicked, something changed. The adversity that you saw in Game 2, you overcame it and you started hitting the baseball. So it's funny what has happened, a complete 180 in the last 24 innings for LSU baseball. That's interesting. And Stephen Milam and Jared Jones starting it off, the two guys, I mean, man, and you know what's even funny, speaking of Stephen Milam and Jared Jones, look at all the plays that they made. Couple of throws that Milam made that Bear Jones had to dig out of the dirt and make some really good plays on as well. And it looked good, man. It looked really good. They also look good at the plate too. Going into the third, Dickinson would fly out. Larson got hit on the knee. Aaron Beatty grounds out to second base, and then Stephen Milam would walk. Phenomenal night for Stephen Milam. Chris Stanfield would K up, but did have 2 hits. Or did have the hit, and I think he got a walk too, but did redeem himself. Let's go into the 5th inning here where things really opened up for LSU. Danny Dickinson hit by a pitch. Ethan Fry got a hold of one, but struck out here. Kate Aaron Beatty walked, and then Milam with a 3-run home run. Stanfield with a line drive RBI down the third base line. Curiel would get an infield single. Stanfield would score. RBI line drive into the 4-hole by Jared Jones, and then he'd get the RBI sac fly to end it at the end of the game. All in all, man, a fantastic night for you. All in all, look, I think that's the storyline, right? The last 4 games, now you go into the road. The first 17 innings, I think my math might be off. 34 innings. The last 34, not 24. The last 34 innings. Sorry. My math was off. That's how you know it's 9:07 at night. The last 34 innings that you've played, half of it being really bad, half of it at the plate being elite. But I mean, let's call it what it is. So I know my math was wrong there, but it's a tell of what baseball is. You want to know if aliens came down from Mars and said, teach us about baseball, and they used LSU baseball as an example. You show them the first 17 innings from Game 2 and Game 1, really, from Friday to Saturday, and then you show them the 9th inning on until today. That's baseball right there. You can work yourself out of a slump, and look, Nicholls on the mound, they just weren't good, man. Let's just call it what it is, right? Like, let's just call it what it is. They were not good at all. You did what you needed to do. 1,000%. All right. Let's get to these comments. Our good buddy Stephen Fry, our good friends over at Fry Construction out there in Eunice, Louisiana, which Lynn Rollins made a reference out there about Eunice today. But Fry Construction and Dirt Services, LLC, site work and land development, oil and gas services, commercial construction, aggregate and soil hauling, waste containers, demolition. They do it all. 337-457-5100. Let them know that Blake Ruffino sent you on by. But our good friend Stephen Fry says right here, once Schmidt learns that low 90s isn't going to get by anybody at this level, dude is going to be great. Ran it up to 95 a few times. Love to see it. Yeah, and look, he'll get bigger, faster, stronger, right? I mean, it's just such a massive like upgrade for him. And I still don't think he looked bad at all. At all. I wonder if he goes on Saturday or Sunday. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. But you limit him to 60-some-odd pitches, I would assume that he'll be able to go sometime this weekend, and you go from there. Ryan Smith says, what's up with Guidry? Ryan, I really don't know. There's nothing that LSU baseball will confirm with anybody. I would not be shocked if he started tomorrow. I did get all your DMs, by the way, 4 of you. I say all of them like it's big. Do you see Gavin Guidry in kind of like some street clothes? He wasn't in street clothes. I did see it. It's interesting. Then Ronnie came over the telecast tonight and said, well, you know, I mean, they're trying to save him. He's been a little nicked up. Yeah, I don't think he was supposed to say that. I don't think he had the green light to say that. I think if anybody knows anything about Jay Johnson, he hates, absolutely loathes when people give out injuries. Speaking about it, Jay Johnson. Gavin Guidry is dealing with an injury, non-throwing injury. Woke up on Thursday not feeling great, quote unquote, middle body injury, and says not expected to see him this week. I'm going to leave this one alone. Jay Johnson says he's injured. He's injured. I'm going to leave it alone. I think there might be a little bit more to it. Because he was asked about him on Thursday, and he said, yeah, he's going to pitch tomorrow. Then he doesn't pitch all weekend, which could be an injury. Something's up. I thought you would see him tomorrow. They've confirmed it. Bruce says, what was the score? 13-3, if I'm not mistaken. LSU Capital says this team seems to have the right mindset. Yeah, I mean, again, the last 34 hours have been 34 hours. See, too late. 34 innings have been interesting for LSU based off of what happened in game 1, game 2, when you got no hit for 8 innings damn near. And then you flip it around. I do think that you're right. LSU Capital is right on Twitter. That the mindset seems to be really good. They're in a level-headed space. I love to see that your 2 guys in Jones and Milam are the ones kind of picking it up today and even in, the game 3 scenario. Here's what I don't agree with. I did not agree with Ronnie tonight on the telecast saying that the number 1 overall recruiting class doesn't really mean anything anymore because all these guys will leave if you don't play them. Well, Jared Jones got benched pretty much as a freshman. I mean, I get what you're saying with some of them, but you still got to recruit the number 1 overall class, and those guys that work their way up to the top, you have to continue to mold them. I mean, not everybody that was in that number 1 class is going to transfer. right? Like, I mean, it's just not going to happen. A lot of these guys you're going to try to develop. Like William Schmidt's not going anywhere. Kaden Beatty's not going anywhere. Stephen Milam came in. Jared Jones came in. Jake Brown, Ashton Larson came in. Like, those were back-to-back number one overall recruiting classes. Like, I hate the take. Here's what I'd say. And I love Ronnie. I hate the take of you don't build through high school. Whether this is football, baseball, hockey, basketball, I don't give two Rudy Poos. You got to recruit through the high school ranks to have a foundation. Tonight, two guys that you recruited in number one overall recruiting classes are the ones that won you the ball game. By the way, the top dudes that you recruited through high school: Jared Jones, Stephen Milam, William Schmidt, Maverick Rizzi was the 36th player. He was the 36th player coming out of high school. Guys, anybody that follows football recruiting, that's a borderline 5-star. That's how high they had him. Okay, sounds good. Kason Evans. What are we talking about? Maybe other mid-major programs, which I know mid-major is not really what people want to call them anymore. But, yeah, they might not be able to do that. Jay Johnson's bringing in dudes. Tony Vitello. Tony Vitello's at 2. You think they're going to both stop recruiting through high school? That I vehemently disagree with that. Vehemently disagree. Damon says, I like Dickinson and Stanfield a lot. Danny Dickinson. Danny Dickinson has come through in some clutch situations early this year. Look, here's what I think I'm interested to see for Danny Dickinson. What I'm interested to see from Danny Dickinson is pretty simple. The level of play is going to elevate. Even playing Kansas State, Sam Houston, and Nebraska, and DBU, Dallas Baptist. I think people are interested to see when the level of competition steps up for a guy like Danny Dickinson, how does he do? Because he played at Utah Valley. And I think this kid's going to be clutch, man. He's going to work his ass off to be elite. Guys, there's only, if I'm not mistaken, in the main 3 rotation, the main 3 guys that have not been moved, other than when you're blowing a team out, has been Stephen Milam, Danny Dickinson, and Bear Jones. That is just the truth. And everybody that's watched every pitch, like you and I probably have, I mean, that's going to be interesting. I do still think that Jay loves this right-left matchup combo. If that's going to be the case, then we'll see. You know who else stood out tonight? I'm thinking about that number 1 overall class. John Pearson. Bro, John Pearson, I don't care that it's an out. John Pearson keeps pissing over the ball. He pissed on the ball on Sunday. He pissed on the ball today. I mean, that dude hits the ball hard. He will get bigger, faster, stronger. Jay and them are going to work with that kid relentlessly. That kid's got juice. Pause. But he's got some game to him. He's hitting the ball hard. That season keeps rolling on for a guy like John Pearson. All right. See, this is what I talk about, though. Like, I don't care that Ethan Fry got a hit. I don't care that Chris Stanfield got a hit. I don't care. Like, well, I guess in Stanfield's case, I mean, he turned on one. He really pissed on the ball too. He hit the ball really hard. Look, man, there are some guys on this team. Like, I don't know what you do with, right? Like, I don't know what you do with. Like, I think of, like, if you need a right-handed bat right now to come off the bench. Right now. I mean, I would, if Cade Aaron Beatty's not in the lineup or if John Pearson's not in the lineup, I don't know if I don't look at them, brother. I mean, I know that Ethan Fry got a hit tonight and did good this weekend. But, like, the outs for John Pearson don't bother me though. Like I don't think that is like something that I'm going to hold against him. Like he is tattooing the baseball every at bat. I mean, he had a strikeout. Okay, congratulations. That dude hits the ball hard. Stephen Fry says Dr. Rufino knows something. I don't know anything. I'm going to leave that one alone. He's injured. That's that. He's injured. I don't know what to say other than that. What I will say, though, is I thought Stephen Milam looked good, but I hadn't talked about him yet. Look, Monster Milam turning it on now, man. It was only a matter of time. Dude, he is special. He's a good player. I love his swing from the right side. I feel like he's just like any switch hitter. He's got more power from the right side. Like the SEC tournament tonight. I mean, he's got some power as a lefty too. I mean, what am I talking about? The kid can swing it. He can really swing it. Got bailed out by Bear Jones some. Got bailed out. But that's what your All-American first baseman is there for. And listen, one thing that we won't talk about, because every time Bear Jones comes up, we're like, oh my God, he can hit a home run. Oh my God, he can hit a home run. We can't miss some of the defensive stuff he's been doing. Bear Jones has been really good at first. I thought at the end of last year he was really good at first. And right now I think he's gotten even better. I think playing the hot corner some this fall has really helped him. So yeah. But Stephen Milam, man, he turned it on tonight. He had a good overall game. Third base. Let me say this too, because I'm thinking about fielding. I don't mind Tanner Reeves at the plate. He scares the bejesus out of me at third base. He terrifies me. If Tanner Reeves is going to be in the lineup, I want to see him at second base. I do not want to see him at third. I don't know if Danny Dickinson has ever really wanted to play third or can play third or what's going on there. But if Tanner Reeves is in the lineup, I do not want him at – I just don't want him at third. That's a third time that's the third time, and tonight he finally got bit, but he should have had a couple of errors in less than a game and a half. Braswell has been pretty good at third defensively. The question becomes, Braswell got a line drive base hit tonight. I don't want to say who wins that position. I think Michael Braswell, it's his to lose. But Jay's putting pressure on everybody. Jay's putting pressure on people. I like John Pearson, man. He's hit the ball hard. I think when you look, if you would cut Jay Johnson open and be in that meeting with him, if you were in tonight's meeting with Jay Johnson, what's that conversation like going if you needed a right-handed at bat coming off the bench? I don't know if you go Cade Beatty. For me, listen, this week I'm trying to see where John Pearson's at. You get a scenario where a lefty comes out of the pen, maybe not even a lefty, because he hadn't really seen a ton of left-handed pitching. That might be a little tough on him. But I'm seeing what he's got. I mean, guys, he's tattooing the baseball. He's on it. It's only a matter of time before one of those drop. And and the overall consistency is what I've liked. I take that consistency in baseball every day of the week. David Wirt says, thought last week they were going to start Guidry versus Nicholls, but still hasn't made an appearance. Injured, and how bad? I don't know. Todd Davis says, Bear Jones playing great defense and going with the pitch sometimes. He is. So Todd brings up an interesting point. The line drive right back up the middle, shaded to the 4-hole, right side of the second base bag. Shift was on. 3 guys on the left side of the infield. I love that more than the home run. I love that at bat more than the home run, because you keep doing that, that's when you start hitting 330, 350. That's when you start being a problem for everybody. And if somebody can hit behind, if somebody can hit behind, consistently behind Bear Jones, teams are in trouble. I know Jay wants to go the right left lineup. I'm putting Danny Dickinson right behind Bear Jones at some point this weekend, and I am seeing what that looks like. I know that's not what Jay wants to do, but you got to have somebody to back up Bear, or he's not going to I don't think you'll hit the full potential of what Bear Jones can do. Right now, the scouting report is out. Every time Danny Dickinson gets somebody on base, he's coming up with base hits. So I can't put Bear Jones on. I got to throw to him. And then, God forbid, you get somebody on base beforehand, and that thing is going bye-bye. It's going bye-bye. It's going to be interesting. It's a big week for LSU baseball. You're kind of starting to kick off your season now. Now you're starting to get in the groove of it. But I agree with Todd there. Trey Willis says, I think Pearson ball might have been out when it's 90 degrees out. That's the part for me. I don't know if it's out. When you're squaring up the baseball like this kid is, at some point those will drop. When you're hitting weak ground balls and there's just not a defender there to get it because they were shaded you a different way, is a different story. Guys, it's a dog-eat-dog world on who your rotation's going to be here. I mean, we're giving game-to-game appearances about a guy that gets 2 at-bats, right? Like 2 at-bats at piece. And my eyes can tell me that one guy is squaring up the baseball. Round ball, round bat to square it up. John Pearson's got some pop now. He's got some pop. That's how you get beat out. If it were me, it's not me. If it were me, I'm trying to see at some point this weekend what John Pearson's got if you got a situation. Just me. I'm not saying start him or anything like that, but I want to see it. Because God forbid one of those drop, then you definitely got a situation on your hands. You 1,000% got a situation on your hands. Brother, this dude, he's squaring everything up. And he's going to all fields with it. Like, for an example, what was it? Game 3, guys? Remind me in the chat. I think it was game 3, and the wind was blowing, 18 miles an hour? Blowing in. And he hit one in the left field that I thought was gone. And I'm like, man. Dude, like, okay. The one tonight, I was like, I mean, he's on that shit now. What happens if he gets a second at bat? What happens if he gets a second at bat versus someone he's seen before? That's when I started asking the question. He's hitting the ball hard, man. I maybe this has come out. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. I'm trying to see here. No. Normally they put out those exit velocities. I want to see John. I want to try to get John Pearson's exit velo. Dookie Head said says it was game 6. Okay. Dookie Head. A Dookie water. Cortez Herman says, yes, this was many years ago, and one's dad had a station right here. It happened. I don't know what that means. What am I missing? Trey Willis says, the Tommy Tanks look makes me just want to see more. Dude can swing it, man. He can swing it. I really want to see what this kid's got. The outs don't bother him. Hitting the ball to somebody doesn't bother me versus him hitting the ball really hard in every at bat. Right? Like, I mean, it doesn't bother me. DBU staff, the DBU staff says David will be the best test for us because they historically have some arms. Yeah, I mean, this whole week is. Sam Houston was in back-to-back regionals, if I'm not mistaken. Nebraska and Kansas State have had some games where they've won some meaningful ones. Now, Nebraska just lost a series to ULL. And Kansas State took, 2 of 3 or 1 of 3 from Arkansas? Arkansas can't hit, dude. If they didn't have the Alloy brothers, they'd be in trouble. But they can pitch their ass off. Kansas State's scrappy now. Go watch some of them Arkansas games on Flow College. They were scrappy. Bro, they got the best running back playing center field for him in the country, or third base, or left field. I think he played all 3. I'm pretty sure they got the best. I'm telling you, this kid can move. This kid can really move. I'd love to see that kid in Stanfield in a race. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, a couple more, then we'll get out of here. Trey Willis says Tommy Tank skills with Josh Pearson's clutch. He's got a lot to live up to have the level of clutch as his older brother. Not his oldest brother, but older brother. Yeah, man. We'll see. We'll see. I just want to see it. My hunch could be dead wrong. Right? My hunch could be dead wrong in the sense of that this kid can really swing it. I don't know, man. He's squaring up a lot. I did not intend this to become the John Pearson show, but it's instantly turned into that. Dude's got swag with him, though. He's got some swag with him. All right, we'll see y'all tomorrow, man. Y'all have a good night. Peace.